Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with the Prophet. I'm having issues with my hair. Well, girls, boys and girls, grandmas and grandpas, aunties and uncles, it happened. It finally happened. Ooh, the girls is out, ain't they? I do have on the right side. It finally happened, y'all. It finally happened. They finally did it. Okay? After warnings, after seeing each other coming close in chapter 8. Coming close, but not happening. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. The author is incredibly detailed. This is what I'm learning from reading Take All of Me by Lisa Stevens. Okay? Oh my God. When I tell you she's detailed, I can picture the bedroom, her home, everything. She's incredibly detailed. Even the sex scene. It was detailed. Okay? It was so freaking detailed. Like, really detailed. And it was like, I could tell he had a right freckle. No, he didn't have that. But I'm just saying. Look, after reading chapter 9, honey, I had to make me a drink. I had to get a drink. I need a smoke. I need to lay down. I need to go to sleep. I feel tired. That chapter 9 put me to bed. I took a little nap after I read it. This is my favorite drink, cocktail, Bob Marley. For those of you that are on my Instagram now or will see this whenever, tomorrow, our private Facebook group is going to have a virtual old school party, and I'll be showing how I make my Bob Marleys along with old pictures. So if you're not a part of our private Facebook group on Facebook, and you're interested and you want to join, it'll start tomorrow. DM me your email address that's linked to your Facebook page, and I will send you an invite if you're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, I guess you just can't attend, huh? You'll miss out on good time, good old school, funky good time. But anyway, back to the book. So chapter 9, it finally happened. In chapter 9, he wakes her up out of her sleep, banging on the door like he Popo. Okay? Alright? And so she jumps up, and then she realized it was him, and, she unlocked the door happily, of course, because it's Drew. This is this fine Australian, you know what I'm saying? They put the shrimps on the Barbie. Fine. And I cast him as Hugh Jackman. Okay. So, fine, rugged, white Australian man. Just fine as all get out. In my eyes, Hugh. Anyway, so he wakes her up out of her sleep. I guess he just wanted to see. I'm trying to see you. Whatever. He's totally relaxed. He's in jeans, sneakers, chilling. It's early in the morning. She tries to go and rush and kind of wash her face. He's grabbing, I want to see how you are when you first wake up in the morning. How much cold you got in your eye. You got boogers. Did your breath stink? Do you see? All that. And he's like, okay, so you ain't that bad. So she was still cute with her silk robe on. Go ahead, Cara. I see you. I see you. Oh, okay. And so she asks him if he wants some coffee. She brews some coffee. They go out to her backyard. It's a little chilly outside because it's early in the morning. It's probably like maybe 6:30, right before the sun rises. And so they have coffee and they're sitting outside in her backyard while he says, "Watch the sunrise with me." And it's beautiful, but she's naked under a silk robe and it's chilly. You're like, this is nice, but can I throw on some clothes? Because I'm a little chilly, And so she goes in, she makes some coffee, brings it back out to him, throw some clothes on, wash her face officially, and goes back out there with some coffee, and they watch the sunrise, which is so beautiful and very romantic in my eyes. She has a beautiful backyard. I'm telling you, details. She has motion sensor lights in the yard, and it seems like a very nice, beautiful yard. And they watch the sunrise. She goes back out there. They're drinking coffee, watching the sunrise, not saying much. It's like, okay, they make out a little bit back there, of course. So they're hot for each other, And they go in. Of course, they're holding hands and, just all in the glow of love. You know how it is when you first meet that guy, ladies. I know you know, and it's just all holding hands and kissy face, and and all that good stuff. And she makes him breakfast, eggs, sausage, coffee. She puts vegetables in it. She's really in her element. She's really in her element cooking for Drew. And he's sitting there at the breakfast bar watching her. This is where me and her part ways, because I love cooking for people, but I cannot stand being watched while I cook. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a nervous wreck, but Cara, she was right in her element. She's a chef. Okay, cut up vegetables. You want some of this? You want this, that, and the other? You want some onions, green peppers, whatever in your. Alright, so sure, I love it. You got sausage? Yeah, I got sausage. I got patties and the links. Which one you want? Got you. Boom, boom, boom. She is in her element cooking for him. It is awesome seeing her, reading her make breakfast. It's very detailed. She's right in her element. She loves it. Oh, my hair. There's always one trying to get the attention. And she's cooking, and they have breakfast, they have coffee, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, so this is a Saturday, or a day that she doesn't have to go to work. I'm going to say it's a Saturday morning, and, so what's the plan? What we doing? You got me all day. The day is our oyster. What are we going to do? What are we going to do today? And, so, they're trying to think of what they're going to do today. And we don't have to go nowhere with blah, blah, blah. A lot of conversation here. And they again, making out again after having coffee and breakfast. And, if she was there, they were hot for each other, hot electricity between them, I remember the last time that I was with a man, and it was just like you could tell we are the fire and desire. Fire, good. Okay, fire and desire is going on right here. And she was like, I'm ready. Okay. I am ready. Let's get it on. Okay, she's Marvin Gaye is playing in her ear. Let's get it on. Come on. Look, stopping the whole thing. And again, Drew is like, you sure? You sure this is what you want? He is making sure that she knows you are positive. I haven't known a man that told I ain't never been with a man that is this like I want to make sure. You know what you're getting into. Because once you get into this, you are going to be mine. This is I'm warning you now. So once you take this blue pill, there's no turning back. You belong to me. You know, this is real, you know, and he's making sure. She's like, if you don't, it is how I am handing it to you on a platter. Do you need me to sign a contract? Can we do this or what? And I mean, this is just my interpretation, but he's making sure this is what she wants. He said, okay, well, this time will be the one and only time I'm going to allow you to lead me to the bedroom. Okay? After this, you belong to me. And I'm going to get it wherever, whenever. Okay? He was Janet Jackson all day. Okay? She was like, anytime, any place. Okay? It's like, I'm going to take it. But this will be the only time in this thing we got going on here. Okay? That you'll take the lead. So, she's like, alright. He said, okay, princess, lead the way. So she led him to the bedroom. And they're kissing and they're in the bedroom and he's like, it's about to happen, and it's like, wait, are you sure? Like, I wanted to jump in the book and say, if you don't give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty stuff right now, if you don't take her, okay, so I'm like, dang, he said, and then he was like, when's the last time you been with somebody? So she goes on and is like, look, I'm clean. I get tested every 6 months. Every time I go and get a checkup, I'm clean. Okay. He was like, no. I'm not asking you about your STD history. I want to know when was the last time you've been with someone. I need to know if you're really in the mindset to be able to handle what's about to happen. Okay. He's about to tear down walls and wreck shop. Okay. And I want to know, are you ready for this? Okay. I know you, there's heat, there's electricity, the chemistry is strong. We both hot right now. And I want you to know, be positively sure that you're ready for this. And she kind of, to me, is the way it was described, she kind of like shamefully had her head down and said, it's been 2 years since I've been with anyone. And it was like, okay, yeah. He was like, I don't want to do it. Just jump into this. Let's, you know what? Not now. Let's enjoy. It's a beautiful day. Let's go out. Let's do something else. Let's do something else. And let's enjoy this day before we really, into the terror dome. Okay? Before you take this pill, Alice, and you get shrunk down and you go into Wonderland. Let's do some more getting to know one another. Let's do something else. Let's enjoy the day before we jump into this. You know what I'm saying? So they go out for a ride, enjoy the day, and they're driving in their car, going into the next state. I believe in here it was Arkansas. And she was like, oh, where you taking me? Where are we taking me? She was like, oh, what, you don't trust? You got somewhere else to be? You don't want to be with me? You don't want to spend your time? You don't want to spend time with me, Carl? And she was like, no, you got me all weekend. My weekend is clear. Curious where we going. Since we're going into Arkansas, we leaving a state and going to another one. Even though it's right, just cross the bridge, And they go to this other state and into Arkansas, and they're driving into a rural area where it's dirt roads and small towns, whatever. And they come up onto a farm, a nice 2-story, farmhouse, and they, apparently he had already made an appointment anyway. So some part of me felt like, I have a wreck shop right now. That's when she said it's been 2 years. It's like, this ain't gonna be a quickie. Okay, this isn't gonna be a quickie. It's gonna take time, and I'm gonna put her to bed after this. So let's go ahead and just keep that appointment that I already arranged. Okay, I think he had already arranged it. So like, now let's. No. He probably calculated his head. Oh no, no. Let's do something else because when I'm done with you, okay. So they go out to a horse stables, and oh wait a minute, I forgot. Let's go back. So he introduces Kara to the stable keeper, Mr. Peterson, who will be called Jack for all sense of purpose because that's what he told him to call him. And he introduced her as his girlfriend. What? Okay. Now, I'm a mature adult woman. So really being introduced, that's something. But, in this instance, she kind of sighed. She was like, oh, he can't introduce me as his girlfriend. She sighed at him for like, oh, girlfriend? And then she thought, so, well, I guess he couldn't introduce me as his submissive. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody's going to understand that language. So it's like, girlfriend, submissive. But it still felt good. I know for me, I felt good hearing. It's like, oh, okay, so you calling me your girlfriend? But ladies, please don't. It's not officially a relationship unless you all sit down and you actually discuss being in a relationship. Him introducing you as a girlfriend means nothing. Okay? And in this case, in lieu of calling her his submissive or his slave girl or whatever, the language is, and please forgive me if I sound dismissive or I just, I know that there's certain languages that you use in the BDSM lifestyle. He couldn't really introduce him to a layperson who may not understand that as her submissive, okay? So, but that was still to me is a milestone, which would the average person can see that as being something more than just a BDSM relationship just for that. This is now beyond They've spent time together. They've talked. They've gotten to know each other. This is it's coming upon being more than just it's more than research. For Cara, it's been more than research. You know, she keeps lying to herself and saying, "No, I'm doing this for research." You know, it's fine, but when it's real and he came there and they met, you know, so on and so forth. But anyway, and so he had arranged for them to go horseback riding. So it was really nice. It was nice. It was a nice hour ride. You know, he looked all sexy and majestic on, she specifically said majestic on his stallion, his black stallion. And, you know, it just really, it kind of made it hotter, made her even more ready. Made her more ready to give up the goodies. Her goodies, her goodies, her goodie, yes, her goodies. Okay, anyway. oh, let me stop. I'm tickling myself, and it could be the rum. There's a lot of rum in that Bob Marley. But anyway, well, not in this one, but in Bob Marley's life. Anyway, so they go horseback riding, and it's so beautiful, and it just made her want him more, and vice versa. So they finish horseback riding, they get back in the car, head back to the house. And on the way, as they were leaving, he comes to a screech. It's like, I thought he forgot something. Really? I'm like, dang, but did he forget something? And he stopped, and he kissed her with the most passionate kiss in that car. Woo! It's like, now we can do it. And she was like, take me home now. Oh, God. He stopped kissing her and put the pedal to the metal. They got there in record time. Okay, they pulled up, and he's like, again. Drew again says to her, are you sure? Because once we cross over into this, once you're in Wonderland, you're not just, he had mentioned this before, but he said, before I only had you mentally. Okay. But once we cross over and we get physical, I will have your body as well. You will belong to me. You understand? That means you are mine. Okay. Physically, now your body will. I had your mind, but once we cross over, I'm going to have your body too. And that means I do what I want to with it. But she didn't hear that because she was so seething with desire for him physically that, you know, he's like, I'm telling you. Now, again, what they always say, what is the old saying? When they tell you about themselves, believe them. So he gave her more than enough options to not cross over into that realm, you know what I'm saying, of ownership. That means I own you. That means if I tell you to do this, you do it. Even right now, he already did it mentally, where he tells us, like, you don't come until I tell you to. Okay? Woo! So now, once he's trying to tell her, once we have sex, this is even more, even in sex, you don't come unless I tell you to come. Okay? So they get back to the house. She says, if you don't, this time I think she was more like, I said yes. Yes, sir. Master, I want you now. So they go in, and it's very detailed from how they took off their clothes and all the details, you know, it's very hot and bothered. Like I said, I needed a cold drink after that. Okay. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to finish the chapter because it did kind of start off slow for me. And I am a slow reader, but I'm also when I take my time to read it, I'm remembering details. Okay. And so it happened. And it was hot. It was hot. Let me tell you something. I almost had to go and take care of business myself after reading that chapter. And I'm just keeping it 101%. Okay? But it happened. And through it all, he told her. And he kept reiterating, you're mine. You're mine. Now, I will be honest with you. If someone kept giving me, like, you sure, I might have been like, you know what, I don't know if I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things, like, when he told me that I have you mentally, but once you get there, I'll have you physically. You will belong to me. Certain words are triggering to this person, okay? And being owned and belonging, like, I don't mind being, like, I'm this person's wife. But, it's like, and even while they were having sex, and it was good. It was good. Okay? Everything you ever dreamt of, ladies. Oh, Jesus. It was a beautiful situation. Nasty little heifer. It was nasty and good and sexy and hot and bothered. Have a cold drink close to you when you read that part. But I might have said, like, he kept trying to make sure, he kept making sure that she was ready to cross over to this portion of their relationship. Okay? And if someone warns me that many times, I mean, since they met, face to face, and they started making out and stuff, he kept stopping and saying, I don't know if you're ready. I want to make sure that you're ready. I'm not trying to do anything before you're ready. Men and ladies, look, I love the fact that he was like, I want to make sure you're ready. Okay? I want to know where your head is before having sex with you. If you haven't had somebody in 2 years, and guys, if a woman that you with, get to know her, that's the benefit of getting to know a person before you lay down with them. And I'm guilty of just having whatever. But knowing where her head is. If a man comes in and I'm hot and we just got that chemistry and this I know me. I probably would have just jumped on it and not even know this guy. And not even know where his head is. And he kept telling her where his head is. Once this happens, you belong to me. And I think there's more to that. That means not only that you belong to me, but that means, like, I own you. That means you do what I tell you to do. And I don't, I would have to really think of it. And I don't think Cara thought far enough the way Drew wanted her to really think. I love the fact that he asked her when was her last time. He measured where her head was. You haven't been with anyone in 2 years. I don't think you really ready for this jelly. Oh, I'm sorry. Beyonce or Destiny's Child, whichever. I don't know if you're ready. You saying it because you're hot. and you are ready to just get with it, and you're not really thinking clearly. He kept giving her opportunity, that's the word I want to say, opportunity after opportunity to make sure she knew what she was getting into. Okay. Which tells me that what's going to happen, he's telling her that you're going to belong to me. You can't be doing stuff without me telling you to do it. You can't go out with your girlfriends. So, but she's not hearing it because she's so hot and bothered and so ready to have sex. You know what I'm saying? She haven't had sex in 2 years. 2. This is not going to be the typical guy that you have sex with. You know what I'm saying? I am a different breed. I'm going to own you. And I don't think she thought about it. That means she probably won't be able to go out with her friends when she wants to go out. She can't go to the movies. She can't cook certain things. She can't eat certain things. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't drink. He already shown that possession virtually online when he saw that she was out partying and told her to go home. Like she was a child. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But I don't really think she really thought about what she was getting into. She just was thinking he is fine, okay, and he's fine as hell, and he's treating her good now, okay. But what happens when she's wearing a certain dress? What are you wearing? He's going to be controlling her, what she wears, what she eats, where she goes, who she hangs out with. I don't know, will this end up being like, I don't like you being around her, cut her off? You can't hang out with this person or that person. Her girlfriends that has held her down. Will it even get to the point, I don't want you going to work today. You're not going to work today. You're going to serve me today. You can't even come until he tells you to come. You know what I'm saying? And maybe as a submissive, it's like, I get it. I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. But what happens when he says, no, you can't go on that trip. You can't go to Aruba. You can't go to Dubai. I don't care if you don't do girls trips. You belong to me. And until I tell you can do a girls trip, you won't be going on a girls trip. Because he doesn't want you. Not because it's not good for you. Not because you discuss it. I don't know. I don't really like you hanging out with that one. You know what I'm saying? And even during this second round of the sex, he was telling her, look, you need to be trained. You don't come until I tell you to come. You don't do this until I tell you to do this. And I also noticed that he likes being on top always. Every time when he was about to, he had to be on top. There ain't no doggy style. But that's just the first time. We'll see as we go on in the book. But they did it. It was pleasurable. Everybody was pleased at the end of the book. Smoke them if you got them, because that's what you're going to need after that very, very, very sexy scene at the in chapter 9. But it's good. It's a love story, because part of me kind of feels like Drew is falling for Kara too. You know what I'm saying? I think he's falling for her because she's proven to be a good submissive in this book. Again, this book is more than just about BDSM. It's a love story. It's a love story with very, very hot sex scenes. Okay? rated R plus if it was a movie. Now, last I want to say, there was a comment by the author. He said, girl, you need to speed up your reading before you're going to be on Christmas by the time you finish this book. Possibly. And I know I said it in a previous video, but no. This is something I do on my spare time. And I'm going to take my sweet Jesus time and read this book and take it all in, because I'm invested now in Drew and Kara's relationship and how this is going to end. See if what I'm saying is true. Is he going to want to control where she goes, who she hangs out, what she wears, what she eats? You know what I'm saying? How deep will this relationship go in the control arena? But I also have a whole full-time 9 to 5. Okay? I get tired. When I come home from work, I don't want to read nothing. I turn on the TV just for sound. I don't be listening to what's on the television. Okay? And then the Saturday that outside of recording our Prepper and the Prophet vlog on YouTube, for YouTube, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to read nothing. I don't want to be on the computer for nothing. I don't want to do nothing that resembles work. Okay? Honestly. I enjoy reading the book, but once a week. As I read and I bring it to you, is very interesting. And I'm very happy I started reading this book. But if you want me to read and go fast and do more chapters a week, y'all don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me. So, if you're interested in me doing more chapters or doing bedtime with the prophet more often, getting through this book quicker, I can up it to 2 to 3, but Cashapp me. I will put my Cashapp in the description below, and if you're interested in me going faster and reading more chapters and going through this book a little faster so we won't be Happy New Year 2022 and I'm on chapter 15 of the second book, you know, Cashapp me. I do it more often. Comment. When you leave the Cashapp, say, yeah, I would rather you do 2 chapters at a time, or whatever the situation is, okay? You all have a wonderful, peaceful, sexy good night. Bye.